Okay. Hey everybody, I'm Andres Erickson.
And I'm James Erickson, and here's this new thing that we're doing. It's what is this?
It's a video. For lack of a better word, this is a new thing we're doing.
Yes. We've been doing a lot of videos where you don't actually get to see us, and you probably don't know that much about us.
You probably don't really care either.
Right. So in these videos, we want to talk about kind of current events in gaming, and also kind of share some personal gaming stories with you guys, and even perhaps hear things from you.
Also, in these videos, we were going to kind of get into just little kind of fun things with you guys as well. But first, I guess we'll start with what's going on now. Current events.
I think it was today that I found out, maybe it was yesterday, but it sounds like The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is also coming to the PlayStation 4 early 2018. I don't know. It's still a rumor right now. I mean, at this point, when you guys see this video, it might not be a rumor anymore. But that's shocking. That is shocking to me.
Yeah,
has Nintendo ever done that before?
Not to my knowledge. I think I guess it's cool. I guess I'm sure a lot of people want that. Like a lot of people that play PlayStation. But as a Nintendo fan, I'm kind of like, no. Zelda's ours. You can't have it. But
it will definitely drive up sales for Zelda.
Yeah. I'm worried that, like, if that happens, that they get Zelda, what if they get Mario games and other games, and Nintendo dies? Or at least their consoles, and then just these other companies in the future buy these, like, properties, and then Nintendo just goes bye-bye. I don't even know if that's possible. I don't know how these things work, but that was kind of my underlying worry when you told me that news.
For them to let Mario on any other console except Nintendo, I think that may never happen.
Yeah. In other news, you know what's really, really exciting? You might already know this, but they're opening a Nintendo Land at Universal Studios, and the official name just came out yesterday. It's called Super Nintendo World. Super Nintendo World, yeah. And they have concept art. I just posted it on our Instagram page, and it looks really cool. Right, like, yeah, here you can see it now. Isn't it beautiful? But like some of the areas look like it looks like a Mario game, and I don't understand how it's gonna work. But I think it's awesome.
that was a lot more detailed than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, same. Me too. I think it looks so cool.
Like Bowser's Castle, and then you got Peach's Castle there, and you had the like Super Mario World planes with different levels over there.
From what they're showing, at least, it's all Mario stuff, which is fine with me. But like, what if we wanted Hyrule Castle? What if we wanted that?
Right.
Like, they're already putting so much work into it.
Even in the name Super Mario World, it kind of implies
it's
that
Super
Nintendo World. It kind of implies that there's going to be more than just
Like, of course,
Mario.
they'll have their products, and like I'm sure they'll have rides and stuff based on other games too. But just that the overall architecture,
just in the picture, it looks like it's just Mario, which means it might be just big. It'll probably be bigger than that.
It could be, which would be really, really cool. This, like, oh, I'm so excited. Opening day, hopefully I'll be able to go. I'm sure it'll be super crowded, but I don't even know when that's gonna happen because the one in Japan is opening in 2020.
Yeah,
I think, and that's where the first one's gonna be. So the one in Orlando,
who knows when the one here in Orlando is gonna open. And real quick, for those who don't know, I'm sure most of you know by now, but the January, I think it's January 12th at 8 p.m. or sorry, 8 p.m. Pacific time, and was it 11 p.m. Eastern time, right?
I'm gonna check real quick. Oh my gosh, yooka-laylee Wii U is canceled. What the heck?
Yes. In other news, yooka-laylee for Wii U is canceled.
That's really well. I saw the trailer today, and I noticed it was only Xbox and PlayStation, I think.
I'm almost 100% positive we'll get it on the Switch. But if we don't, you have permission to come and hang me.
They're like, we'll take you up on that gladly. It is January 12th. All right, let's
anyways, on to the meat and potatoes of this video. We wanted to share our own personal gaming childhood with you. Yes. So today we are bringing you
5 video games that defined our childhood.
Not like Trouble or Chutes and Ladders.
No,
video games.
Like video games, the kind that you guys care about, and hopefully you'll be watching.
And that our channel's about. The games we're going to be talking about are not just Nintendo games. These are we do a lot of Nintendo stuff. We love Nintendo, but we kind of wanted to share with you guys some games that aren't Nintendo. Some of them are.
Most of them are.
Other games, right. But other games that were Nintendo that we played so much when we were younger, and they we just grew up with them. One of the games that we played a lot as a family was The Sims.
Yes.
Andres and I are 2 of 5 kids.
Yep.
The other 3 are all sisters, and out of all of us, I am the oldest, and then
I'm the middle
my sister,
child.
Right, Andres is smack dab in the middle. All of us would play The Sims, and
we used to have like a computer in our playroom that was like in the corner, and we used to take turns, like fight over who would play The Sims first.
We didn't know about The Sims until we would go over to our cousin's house.
Yeah.
And they had The Sims, and it was the first generation of The Sims.
Yeah.
I remember feeling like you could legitimately do anything that you wanted. Like there were no limits to the game.
As
now,
I guess
now
I
I
feel
look
like
back at it, I'm like, oh my gosh, you're so limited because I played all the other ones. But for its time, it was there wasn't really a lot of games like it.
Right.
That were people simulators.
And then The Sims 2 came out, and I feel like The Sims 2 we played longer. When I think of The Sims 2 is what I think of. I loved The Sims 2. I still like it better than the 3rd and 4th one. I haven't played the 4th one yet, but I guess just because it has a special place in my heart.
Around the era of time when we did play it, we would probably play it every day, and all 5 of us would play it. And my mom hated when we played video games sometimes. Like she didn't mind it, but if we played for too long, she would go nuts. We would all have like an hour. So say I went first, I would have an hour to play The Sims, and after the hour went out, the next person would play. So by the time we would get to the last person, my mom would be so fed up with people on the computer. The last person would have like 10 minutes, and then my mom would say like, "Okay, shut it off, go outside." And when you were the last person, it was very frustrating.
Yeah, we were like obsessed with playing it. This is something we used to do a lot too, and it sounds really morbid, but we were kids, and I'm sure you can probably relate. We used to want to make graveyards sometimes, so we used to trap people in a house, and we would like make someone cook something and burn it, and then we would block the positions and delete all the doors so they couldn't get out, and the fire would just burn through that house, killing everybody.
I feel like
we did.
You didn't have to tell other people who played The Sims about that.
Yeah,
everyone would just like, the other day, you know, I trapped everyone in the house, I deleted all the doors, and the other person's like, oh, I do that too.
Yeah, I put them in the pool and I deleted the ladder. Yeah, I just watched them all drown. Yeah, me too.
Everyone's evil side would come out in The Sims.
Another game we used to play a lot when we were kids was Mario Tennis for the Game Boy. I think it was just called Mario Tennis. I used to love that game, and I don't know what it was because I'm not a huge sports person. And you don't even play as Mario in like the main story, but I loved like building my levels and like the music in the game.
It was like Mario. If you guys have never played Mario Tennis for the Game Boy Color, it was so different from the console ones.
Yeah,
it was an
Really
RPG.
different. Yeah, it really
it was a role-playing game.
You would go through different classes. I don't remember what you would call them, but you would verse like 4 different people in like a whole tennis match.
Oh, there was the junior class and the senior class, and then the varsity.
Yeah, and I used to love like the music that would come with each class, and then you get onto the next level and it'd be like different music, and it was just like music is always a big thing for me in video games because that's what hits my heart and my nostalgia is like the music is a huge part of that with movies too, and I remember loving the music in that, especially like for the what was it called, the Island Open, like these tournaments.
Yeah, oh my gosh,
all the hard people. It would get really intense. It's like, it was so exciting to me as a kid.
That was probably one of my favorite Game Boy Color games, almost like next to Pokemon. It wasn't like the Mario Tennis for the consoles. It had an adventure. It had a story, and just moving up and knowing the people in it. And it was a challenge. I remember getting to the Island Open and like having the hardest time. Like I beat, all the varsity and the senior class and everything, and then you get to the Island Open and it's like these people play completely differently from the other people. Yeah. The next game I want to talk about it's very close to my heart. Was the Tony Hawk series. The first time I ever played Tony Hawk, I actually started with Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4. My best friend in elementary school, he was like the one who got the GameCube first, and he had Melee and Animal Crossing and Luigi's Mansion. He also had Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4, and we played that all the time, and I just fell in love with that game.
Yeah.
It actually led me to making skateboarding as a very important part of my life growing up too, because of Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4. I think just the freedom of doing all those tricks, linking combos together, it was just a lot of fun. And then after that, I love Tony Hawk Underground. Tony Hawk Underground 2 may have been my top favorite.
Yeah, me too.
And then American Wasteland was awesome, despite its glitches and all the crap.
Like lousy, lazy story.
Absolutely laziness in that game, but I still loved it.
My best memories from that game is me and James used to we used to play was it Horse?
Yeah, we played Horse.
We used to play
played
Horse.
Horse all the time.
We used to always go to this airport level in Tony Hawk's Underground 2, and I always used to
amazing.
be this big, huge Bigfoot character. I don't know why I liked him so much.
And I think I picked Bam Margera the majority of the time.
I guess because you took skateboarding more seriously. I was like, I'm gonna be this big monkey. James used to get these huge combos and get these like insane amount of points, and I could never get that much, but I always had fun trying.
Yeah. No, I mean,
I wasn't
did really well.
terrible.
I think the highest combo, if I remember, you ever got was probably 10 million. I think. I know the highest combo on there was 17 million for me, and I could never get that. And now for those who don't know,
that was hard to do.
Oh yeah, it was hard to do. A few months before now, I found out of Tony Hawk's Underground Pro online, and then there's people getting like 200 million combo points on that and stuff, and I'm like, okay.
All right, the fourth game we're going to talk about is probably one of my still like favorite games of all time, which is Donkey Kong 64 for the Nintendo 64. Gosh, I feel like there's so much I could say about it. I mean, the thing I was saying about music earlier applies to this game too. I love the music in it, and just like I loved that it was like Nintendo characters that we knew well, like Donkey Kong, in this like open world environment with like all these different, I guess, worlds. Yeah, like Jungle Japes and like the factory level, Crystal Caves. I really like, because the music made it really like epic and cool. And I remember as a kid like loving it so much. I feel like that game kind of helped me develop the appreciation I have now for the detail that goes into games and like the care you put into your characters and stuff like that. And that's another reason I love Overwatch so much, is because how much care and detail they put into it.
I think another thing that made that game so awesome for us was that we both kind of felt the same way, so we would talk about it all the time. We would both have our own files, and we'd see how we did different bananas. Since we shared the same appreciation for it, it made it even more fun.
Yeah, it's just cool to have people to share that with.
Right.
Which is kind of why we're doing something like this, so we can share these kinds of things with you. Our appreciation for video games and Nintendo games and stuff.
Right, exactly. The final game that we're going to talk about today, because we could talk about so many games, but another game that we played a lot growing up, and not only played it amongst us 5 children, we played it with our cousins a lot.
Yeah.
Shout out to Katie, John, Christy, and Corinne out there. We played Mario Party all the freaking time. Mario Party 2 mainly, because that's the one we had for Nintendo 64. But then our cousins had, I think,
they had
4,
6,
5, and
right?
6, right?
Yeah. I don't know if they had 5. We rented 5 one time. That's when we used to play it. When Blockbuster was still a thing.
Yeah, that's right.
Blockbuster.
It was just a great game that you could play with a party of people. That's why it's called Mario Party. And they had great mini games. But like Andres was talking about before, like we remember the music from that. We remember just the gameplay and the colors and the visuals from that game, and just the different things you could do. And there were some games that we just loved playing over and over again. And one of them was Hexagon Heat in Mario Party 2.
Oh my gosh, it was so much fun.
That one was great. It was just so enjoyable and fun.
Yeah.
That we played it for years, and as more came out, we still stuck to Mario Party 2 mainly.
Yeah, I mean, one of the big reasons if you've watched some of our other videos, we like the older Mario Parties so much more than the new ones, and I think a lot of people do, or because like part of the fun of that game was you had to actually try. Like
yes,
a lot of it was skill based. A lot of it you had to actually earn things, and so part of the fun was trying to win, and it was more competitive. And not a lot of people like that, but I think that was one of the things that made it more fun, because James used to win like all the time, but I used to be like, dang it, and then I would try again the next time. I would try hard. It wasn't like, oh, you get stars for no reason, you lose them for no reason, and now Bowser fell on top of you and you lost everything, and this person gets a star because he walked a step.
The end of the board games for Mario Party 2, the person who won would fight Bowser, and it was a cutscene. You did nothing. Your person just defeated Bowser, but we were so young. I used to tell Andres that because he would never win. It was always me that was winning, and I used to tell Andres that I was actually controlling the guy beating Bowser, and I just thought that was funny.
I was gullible. Yeah, so those are like 5 of the games that defined our childhood or whatever. But there were a lot more. You know, we used to play Mario Kart all the time, especially Double Dash. We used to play Vigilante 8, and then of course Super Smash Brothers. You guys know we love Super Smash Brothers.
Oh yeah.
We grew up with the first one, then Melee, then Brawl, then this one.
I still remember when the commercial for the first one came out.
I don't think I do, but I remember playing it.
We would love to hear in the comments some gaming stories or games that you really appreciated growing up, or even games you love now, or funny stories or important stories for gaming, because we would love to share your stories here on this video. We would love to read your comments. We'll pick. They may be a lot. There might be a little. But we would love to share them on here, just to kind of do this with you. That would be awesome.
All right, which kind of brings us to our next segment, which is, there's no name for it, reading viewer things.
Reading viewer things!
Which we won't have today because this is the first video, so we don't have anything. But basically, we're going to ask you some questions, usually in each video, and I guess for this one, you guys can respond to the thing you just said, which... it's something yeah, like we'll have like questions for you guys that you can answer in the comments, and we'll read them in the next one. For example, today I was thinking we don't have a name for the series, so I thought something that might be fun for you that are actually watching this you guys can think of a name for our series, and if we get one that we really like, we'll name our series that, and we'll credit you in the next one. And it'll be cool because
and all of our shows will be named that.
Yes, forever and ever
always.
And ever.
Well, hey, thank you guys for watching. We definitely appreciate it. This series or whatever is kind of a work in progress, but we really wanted to do this to kind of get on a slightly personal level with you guys. We wanted to share our experiences growing up with gaming, and even in the future share things, things that are going on now. We would love to hear stories from you guys. We would love to read them here on the video. And another segment we would love to include is kind of like a play of the week type small snippet where you guys send in a video where you were really proud of something you did or something crazy happened.
Like something stupid, something really funny, something like
exactly. Crazy. Stupid, funny, crazy. If you want to share it,
it doesn't necessarily have to be like a super really good play. Just something like I don't know, like what we said.
Well, where can they upload that to? Or
a lot of people upload those kinds of things to YouTube, so you can just leave a link in the YouTube, and then I can record it off of there. You could upload it to YouTube, or I'll create an email for this kind of thing, so you guys can just send it to me if you want.
For me personally, I'm subscribed to some YouTube channels where they play stuff from other people, and those ones I love, and I would love to do that with you guys too. Yeah. We both would.
From any game. Probably a game that we usually play on our channel, but it can be from anything. If you're not already subscribed to Erickson Gaming, please do so and give us a like. We would very much appreciate it. Or don't if you hated it. We'll have more things like this. We have tournaments. We have discussions, contests, which we're doing right now. We have the results coming up soon, guys. Please be patient.
I know.
So yeah, that's about it. Thanks again, guys, and we will see you in the next one and have some cool outro or something eventually. I don't know.
Peace.
Bye.